What up, S fam? It's your boy Drill Sergeant Lynch back again with another mother freaking video, S fam. Man, S fam, I done had 2 weeks off work, man. I done had 2 weeks off work under some certain circumstances. I don't want to get into too much of that, but the main thing is, S fam, is that I'm back at work again. I'm back at work, and it's almost as if I never left. Almost as if I never left. This is the funny thing about trainees. When their drill sergeants leave for school or, whatever reason, maybe they take a pass or they might go on leave for some reason in the middle of the cycle, the trainees, sometimes it kind of depends, but they really be missing their drill sergeants. I really believe that they do. When I first got back to work, all I heard left and right was, "Drill sergeant, we're happy to see you, drill sergeant." And, me, I've been in cycles where, I've been there for the whole freaking cycle nonstop. So, to be honest with you, there's a point where sometimes drill sergeants and the trainees, there's a bond that they create, you know what I mean? And the drill sergeant, of course, is not going to let the trainees know that they have this bond, but it's there. Trust me, it is. The drill sergeants, when they have trainees, the trainees, that's their soldiers, and we look at them like they're trainees and they're not soldiers yet, but that's what they are. They're training to be soldiers. So those are my trainees, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna say some of them, of course, some of them I was, it was good to get back and see them. The one thing that gets me though, as fam, is you just have some of those trainees, as a drill sergeant, you have some of those trainees who just don't do the right thing at all. They just don't do right. By the way, if this is your first time to the page, comment, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. Stay updated for when I do upload my videos ever so often up here. But yeah, so this week, S fam, the trainees have done so far, they've done uniform fit, what we call U-Fit. So all the trainees have got fitted for the ASUs for when they graduate in a couple weeks. Doing this U-Fit now, with the social distancing going on, it's a totally freaking different ball game. This social distancing is affecting everything that we freaking do. We're normally used to packing all the trainees into the building, rotating them through the different stations, getting them out. We'll be in there in the morning time, and we'll be done maybe just after lunchtime, a little bit after lunchtime. But today it was a while. We were probably there for 8 hours compared to our freaking 6 hours that were normally there. With that being said, there's certain rooms that we would normally probably have 40 or 50 trainees that we only had maybe 23 in at a time. So it's really different, man. It's really different. And that being said, it just took us forever with us only having a few of them in there in the CIF at the time getting their uniforms. All the rest of them had to stay outside, keeping their 6 feet distance. There's a back patio, I'll call it a back patio, where there's plenty of room for the trainees to be, but it's like a long strip. So they have to keep their distance 6 feet, and with it being such a wide open space like that, you got to have a drill sergeant out there monitoring, make sure that the trainees are doing the right thing at all times. Instead of them being inside, and you can have like 3 or 4 drill sergeants all in one room maybe, it's not the same like that anymore. And we got to spread out and just make sure that we're covering all avenues. The trainees will get restless. They'll get tired. They'll get undisciplined and want to talk and do all this moving around and talking about crazy stuff they don't need to be talking about. I was one of the main ones out there today, walking back and forth, making sure the trainees were, doing good, having good conduct, making sure they were conducting themselves in a professional manner, which they weren't. They loved to talk. They loved to laugh, and especially after we gave them chow, after they got done eating, that's when they really laxed up and they were just leaning back. And I love to use the term summer camp, because basic training is not summer camp. It's not freaking summer camp. It's not a time for trainees to come there and have a good time and laugh and joke and, want to lollygag and stuff like that. Take it serious. You're so busy doing this and that and this and that you don't have much time to do other things. So this time that we're out here just sitting, use your time wisely. Study. Open up your freaking blue books. Study something. If you're going to be talking about something, talk about something that's military related. But they like to talk about all kinds of crazy stuff. And I definitely had to do a lot of yelling. My throat is actually hurting a little bit, just a little bit, because of so much yelling that I was doing today in freaking week 7 in blue phase. This should be the time that drill sergeants should kind of just be easing on out of the cycle. You know what I mean? I mean, there's still some important training that we still got to conduct. So we still got to be on them. But, it shouldn't be total control, all drill sergeants hands on deck. It shouldn't be like that. So yeah, social distancing is definitely still affecting us in week 7. Everything that we have to do in basic training. Like I said, I had to be out there making sure the trainees were having good order, or good order and discipline while they were waiting to go inside and all that good stuff. A lot of freaking yelling. I had to get creative on them too, SFAM. With us out there just sitting around and standing around, I had to find something to keep them occupied, some creative way. So I think a trainee started asking me about PRT or something like that. Trainees started asking me about PRT. So I said, let's take this time and use this as a teaching moment. I started asking them what's the different exercises in the prep drill. What's the different exercises are for the core? What's the different exercises of conditioning drill 1, conditioning drill 2, stuff like that, And I told them, if you get it wrong, that's the freaking exercise that you're gonna have to do for me. And of course, I made them only do like maybe 3 or 4 counts or something like that, at least until we got to the push-ups. But yeah, I just try to be creative with it and keep them occupied, because they're gonna talk. They're gonna want to walk around and do this and do that. They're not gonna want to be professional. And the thing that kept going on in the back of my mind, SFAM, is I was just thinking, what happens if first sergeant walks up? What happens if first sergeant walks up? Or what happens if sergeant major comes around the corner and y'all are just sitting here laughing and joking? First thing they're gonna freaking say is, where's the drill sergeants? Why are the drill sergeants letting the trainees be like this? So I had to make sure I kept them engaged and, at least just talked about something with the trainees. But yeah, even with UFIT and even with that, they're still being affected by the social distancing. So they finally phased over to blue phase. Also keeping in mind, letting them know, just because they're in blue phase, it's not an entitlement. That's what I told them. It's not an entitlement, it's a privilege. So, you got to realize that it can be taken away. But I just told them, hey, y'all got to make sure that y'all are staying focused on everything that you're doing. Keep up that motivation, keep that integrity, that military bearing, and you'll get through. And it was good stuff. It was good stuff today. My little end of the formation speech that I gave them today. So, but anyway, shout out to the trainees, the goofballs, the weirdos, the dirtbags. They're gonna do some good things. Hopefully they'll be all right. ACFT, got to make sure they do all that good stuff and just make sure that they're focused on what they're doing, getting ready to graduate. So, SFAM, I'm gonna get out of here. SFAM salute. Y'all stay focused and motivated. Want to do this video. Haven't talked to y'all in a long time. I'm tired, got a few more weeks left, and I'm gonna just keep trying to keep y'all as updated as possible, all right? Y'all make sure y'all take it easy. Y'all stay focused and motivated. Deuces, I'm out.